Hi, I'm Scott Wrighton. I serve as Decatur City Manager, and as those of you who tune into these videos know, and maybe some of those of you who don't tune in all the time know, that every week somebody from our staff provides a little bit of new information or updated information about the activities of Decatur city government. It's been on the City Council's agenda more than once, but this last City Council meeting, I think the City Council dealt for the last time with the Woodrow Wilson demolition project. For those of you who don't know, the former Woodrow Wilson School at the corner of Oakland and Sunset on the near west side has been derelict for more than 20 years. It's been left to the elements, and the previous owners have really been very neglectful of this property. And it's really sad because this kind of Georgian architecture that graced this near west side of the city for many decades was allowed to fall into serious disrepair, to such an extent that it's been stripped of utilities, the roof is failing, it's been left to vandals and the elements, so that in our opinion it is no longer salvageable. In fact, in January the City Council let a contract just for the asbestos removal of it, and there are parts of the building we can't even remove the asbestos from because it is simply unsafe for workmen to access it. So sadly, this once stately and historically significant building has to come down because A, it is past the point of repair, and B, no one has stepped forward who is willing to invest in it and make it into a repurposed use for something in the 21st century. With the complete walking away and dereliction by the previous owner, it falls, unfortunately, to the City of Decatur taxpayers to have to deal with it. Now, we'll be waiting a little while for that demolition to proceed. It's not something that's going to happen right away because we have to wait for a process to unfold and finish with the Illinois Historic Preservation Council, as well as with our partner in this project, which is Decatur Public Schools District 61. But as soon as those administrative and process hurdles are cleared, then we will be giving the contractor the go-ahead to demolish this project, or rather the building, and then it'll be eventually deeded over to the school district. I realize, and this is part of the reason why I wanted to talk about it today, that there are some elements in the community that think somehow that the building should be saved. The truth of the matter is the city doesn't object to saving it, but there is no entity that has stepped forward with the ability, the wherewithal, or a plan to do so. And when that happens, and when a property has been let go so badly, we have no choice but to bring it down. On a more positive note, at the City Council meeting back on a few days ago on the 6th of March, the City Council took action on two separate grant agreements, both of which are related to the TCCI project. TCCI is an industry that's been in Decatur for several decades and located over on 22nd Street. And they are retooling to make a new product, electric compressors for electric vehicles. And they have been very successful, along with the city's assistance and the EDC's assistance, in plugging into a vision that the state has for making Decatur and some of the communities around us a manufacturing, research, and assembly hub for electric vehicles. And we already have Rivian up in McLean County, and now we have this project funded through a grant from the state. So we're really excited about the new jobs that'll be both created and retained at TCCI, but equally excited for the new technology and the research that will come from this facility in a very different way, but still related to the groundbreaking and innovative technology that InnovaFeed will be bringing to our community when they build their plant. Their pilot project, by the way, is already under construction up at the corner of Rays Bridge Road and Brush College. So in the Economic Development Department, exciting things are happening here in Decatur with more announcements to come. Speaking of announcements, yesterday we had a press conference down at Lake Decatur to announce that this coming July we will be celebrating the centennial of the creation of Lake Decatur. And this celebration has been made possible in part by a generous contribution by the Staley Family Foundation. It is worth noting, and this will be part of the celebration in July, that were it not for the vision of A.E. Staley, who passed away in 1940, there would be no Lake Decatur. Of course, he founded the company that bears his name and later was changed to a different name, but he needed impounded water for Staley's operations. So the Staley Family Foundation made a contribution to the city. Now, about 1/4 of that will be used for the celebration, for everything from a a lighted boat parade and information about the history of the lake and information about A.E. Staley and all that's happened around the lake, to tell that story both to current and future generations that might not remember who A.E. Staley was. Also a live band and food trucks and other celebrations all at the lake to talk about this very important centennial. But 3/4 is going to be invested, per the direction of the Staley Family Foundation, into more good stewardship methods in Basin 3. Basin 3 is that portion of the lake that is north and east of the Highway 36 crossing. There's 6 basins in the lake, and so that Basin 3 will become the Staley Basin, in part because the now removed pump house was the original location of the very first dam before it was relocated and constructed where the current dam is. That's also a part of the story of Lake Decatur, of the history of Decatur, and of A.E. Staley's participation in all of that. And so through various local not-for-profits and several volunteers, we hope to be telling that story between now and July. The date set is that July 8th and 9th, just a few days after the celebration of July 4th that takes place with the Park District, so it'll follow close on to that. So look for more details and hope that you'll be able to participate. One of the things we really hope to do with this celebration is to reintroduce Decatorites, some of whom have maybe never been on Lake Decatur, to appreciate the beauty and the resource that is Lake Decatur. Thanks for tuning in to this video, and I look forward to talking with you again next week.